almost 2 weeks. It got great shit. And it's got a 45 year It's like a Chevy. Red car. Been there like 2 weeks.
Looks like you're
About 2 weeks.
They have to call me.
Yeah, I know, but I just was wondering if they do.
If you suggest it to them, they would probably.
Kind of sitting in the middle, they kind of got to go around it.
For truckers and stuff. Apparently how they should. Right. No, no. They bought it, they've got that car, they're never gonna buy it for now.
And road side by side, exact car, pick up. Yeah, this was like a month ago. They ain't looking good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Burn knows everything.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need this.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had another.
Nope, just that.
Looking to change this. Are we looking to change this? Or just start enforcing it?
Right,
Well,
you're
they're
still
enforcing
kicking.
it, but, it doesn't really, in the ordinances, it doesn't really
I
say much
suppose.
about people pushing their leaves and stuff.
You have your life alert on it?
Snow and stuff like that, so it amends that.
I can do that.
It is a problem.
Yeah.
Shot and they go across the
Hey, oh, you really did? Who's right?
Shannon and them.
Yes.
He's not ready.
Oh, you gotta put this there.
I bet he's got him.
He is.
Yeah.
I've been gonna go.
We should stop over. I gotta stop fighting.
Yeah.
If he's even there, if he's not driving the streets.
But I mean, we can do that. Like prior to the next meeting. Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to. Go ahead.
Right.
I hear you.
We don't.
Yeah, I can.
I don't want, they want me to move it, but I ain't moving.
So, yeah, those are Brian's guts, because they used to sit down by Brian's
Yeah.
guts forever. And then,
Did Brian sell that house and
no, but the half a block behind it, McGinnis spot.
what's he gonna do?
He's already fixed up that shed, you seen him?
Yeah, that's pretty nice. What's he gonna do?
And Graham,
Stores stuff
This
there.
chair's
Oh, that's right, I gotta grab one. Just grab one here.
yeah, that one filled.
Wanted up by Brad.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I think I own one of the scam fees there. Fourth letter.
this is, I could have a shed for that forever, and stuff like that, so I was trying to retire, so I was trying to knock them out.
So I have to deal with it.
You can't move much.
Who's that? Oh. Well,
That's good for our economic development.
Okay, okay. Oh, we gotta go through it with the lawyer here.
Yeah.
Williams does, William does.
So you need
God, I feel sorry for all the trees.
It's reasonable.
I did. I was pushing it. I was pushing, he's in bad shape. Well, he's got on antibiotics, eight meds, and his face is up like this.
Everybody's worst nightmare.
Yes, yes, he's in bad shape. Poor kid. His wisdom teeth pulled out, but he also had an extra tooth, a little poke tooth that was in there.
Who's this?
My son, Brandon. And he had them done, taken out. last
Larry's gonna
Monday.
take the- Larry
And
can't
now
really
it's
talk.
just, this was the talk, but it's,
Sounds weird or something?
It is a little different,
right next to Rod,
Because
he
he
works
keeps
for Rod
messing
Jones in the winter.
Oh.
with his tongue,
And
like
then
his
his for
tongue
cold.
isn't
Oh,
working
sure.
with the teeth or something, I don't know what it is, but
No, I think our aggravated
but hopefully that should help, because he just went in today and they put like,
Oh, shit.
gel in there that says to take up the
Yeah.
extra space. He said he could tell already they're getting a lot tighter.
Where to get his teeth? To get him out of the pawn
The
shop
worst
or
part
what?
of this has been anything
Probably
they
that
scrap
box,
iron
I think.
Who focused you got?
and they're digging around.
No, LaBelle.
No,
Okay.
no, Ralph sent him to Great Falls. It was a
Oh, shit.
surgeon, yeah. And then
I got a hammer,
we
let's knock
went to
him in the head.
Castile to
Knock
get
him out.
the
His
dentures.
dentures.
That was a long day.
They didn't even put me under.
Good at that time,
They just
yeah.
gave me 2 shots with no pain. I mean,
I got a partial.
Yeah,
I
me
can't
too.
remember one of them.
I mean, it didn't hurt, but I could feel the pressure, you know.
I mean-
working out.
Well, then spread your jaw, so it's better.
Oh,
What's that related?
Ripping of the-
I don't know.
I saw it better than mine, I swear to God, the guy on one of them.
Cause it almost looked like.
He rolled up
Yeah,
and sang me, he
that
rolled up and sang me, so we're gonna do all 4. I said, no, I thought we were just doing the, no, top ones or bottom ones. It's a trick, but get them all done now and then you won't have to worry about
Well,
them.
that's what I did
And I
too.
did, and I swear to God, the one, he was there.
But maybe you have.
Me, he was there, I'm like, chest.
Well, I chewed on a plastic
Football, I think it's
screwdriver.
double two.
I
That's
never
where the
had
guy
that.
with the mine started getting over around his legs and everything.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Like,
Yeah, in your back.
Oh,
That's actually facility.
I don't even think I got.
Good, yeah. Getting out of Avalanche.
Oh, your back.
You have the big bag that blows up.
Oh, I see, okay.
You get the space on the side.
Well,
Got a glass of milk. We were down bones.
Yeah.
Because the main house ever had.
old trappers are dead.
Geez, rig up there.
I did not know.
So the microphone is right.
Wait a minute. Something-
I don't know. I just,
Where
I'm
was,
just assuming.
where was the,
Oh, that's cool. We
Where
saw
was
the
the
rest
rest?
of Mark.
oh,
Oh, is that way?
yes.
Oh, I came at 2:23. I thought. Let's go to Chester.
Depends.
Because they said.
Oh,
You got a minute.
anybody get hurt?
I can see that big one. The second hand,
They were calling or something.
that's Mercy Fire. No, I just, I never heard it over my scanner, but a friend of mine did, he said it was 2:23, so it's still 20 minutes more sense.
They said.
This was in the year.
Yeah, there's no big
Who?
numbers there.
Power lines were down.
Which vehicle?
Get a picture on the Facebook.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
is it at?
There's pictures.
Yes. They hit a deer, and they hadn't even come.
One or
Well, they're only, I only see one.
Battery.
I don't think there's any double ones out there.
Look at Darcy's house.
Okay.
Down here.
She did that.
The body shop.
But
Somebody, somehow.
Wow.
just not one. Here you go.
I figured it was.
That's good.
Cause I went by, I coming back
Oh,
from there.
that's, because she was driving over to North Road, right?
And I saw a
So was
few
oil.
pieces
I don't
off
know.
the car down there.
Wow.
And a little ways further, I saw like the markings of. And I saw another one. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let me answer this phone here. It's Judge that's coming in for that new industrial park. They hung up.
You hung up.
Sorry.
Good.
Sorry. I mean to get you some.
All right. Did they get a chance to look at that?
Motion to accept the minutes as written.
Okay, got a motion to accept the minutes as written. Second. Motion is seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I don't see a building from this list. Cash report. Any questions on the cash report? Okay. Journal adjustments, is that what these are, Cindy?
Yep, those were.
Any questions on that?
That's what I was gonna
Journal
say.
adjustments.
When the time comes.
Okay. Name report. Merle.
Nothing for me.
Right.
Nothing for me.
Nothing.
Nothing from me. Roger.
I'm pleased to announce that I have nothing.
All right. Announcements, City Hall, will be closed for Christmas. Leaves you public comment. Public comment. You got any public comment?
He's under new business.
Huh?
He's under new business.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm here for new business.
No.
It's the snow stuff, the snow removal,
Oh, okay. All right.
while I'm done.
Okay, well, then we will jump down to new business. I'll let you take this, Cindy, and move it onto the bank account. Okay,
Make a motion that we put Whitney on that bank account.
I second
okay. Motion and second, to put Whitney on the bank account. Have any discussion? Any discussion?
So that this will give her authority to be able to do stuff at the bank. We'll probably work on getting her also up on all of the accounts for our investment accounts, things like that. We have to have it specifically stated in the minutes that the council has approved her to be put on the bank accounts so that they can let her, do things at the bank that need to be done, so.
Question,
Mhm.
is she on probation?
No, she's not off probation yet.
Okay. Is she bondable?
Yes,
Okay.
she is bondable.
Okay.
I think they need to wait for that. Oh, when the probation?
She's up in April.
April. Okay. I don't think we should need to wait.
No,
All right, any more discussion? Okay,
I go by roll call,
by roll call?
just for the
Just to
bank's
make
purposes.
it right?
Yeah.
By roll call vote? Merlin?
Aye.
Dyke?
All right.
Cory?
All right.
Dan?
Aye.
Vern?
Aye.
Roger? Okay. 6-9. Nobody acting. All right, next, new business. Ordinance review. If you, look at your sheet here, there's 2 ordinances on the printout. Scott asked me to bring this up. We've gotten a lot of trouble, we're getting a lot of issues out there. Not so much this year for snow removal, but a lot of people tend to put grass clippings and things in the streets that make it very difficult to clean the streets and it plugs up the storm drains. And then, of course, with the snow removal, that this is mostly in the past years that people will push the snow from the driveways and the parking lots out into the street. And it makes it very difficult once that stuff sets up to try to remove it. And anyway, so the gist of tonight is what do you think about trying to update these ordinances so that we can make it a little clearer on what you can dump in the street and what you can't dump in the street? Because the way it's right now is that there wouldn't be anything keeping anybody from mowing their lawn and just dumping the grass clippings in the curb. And I'm not saying it's being done, or if it is, it's not being done by a lot of people, but it doesn't take very many people. I know Scott's talked to people in the past when they mow their boulevards right after he swept the streets, and then the mower kicks all the grass right into the curb. And then as soon as you get a rain, it plugs up storm drains. So I think they do a pretty good job of clearing, getting the leaves cleared in the fall. You know, this year was a long drawn out process because the leaves didn't come off the trees. It seems like it took 2 months. But so I think we try to accommodate everybody to get the leaves off the streets in a timely manner. But here, not too long ago, there was somebody, apparently he didn't get the memo, and he was out there pushing all his leaves out in the street after they were pretty much all done for the winter. So anyway, just want to open it up for discussion. I know we want to upgrade our ordinances anyway, but we could expedite this one. I can turn it down to, send it down to Jordan and see if she could make it a little more clear on what they can put in the streets and what they can't put in the streets. Any ideas, comments?
Go ahead.
I'd like to talk about the snow.
Okay.
My name's Coleman Axman. I'm with Benefis Missouri River Medical Center here in town and the maintenance supervisor. We were approached here after your last meeting, which was what, the 2nd? We were approached by Mr. Ort that we are no longer allowed to push our snow out to the street. We do push our snow. We use a brush. We brush it out towards the street, towards the Catholic church. But we have a drag blade on the back of our tractor that we swing back around, drop it, and slide it off. We try not to leave any of the snow piled up because it is difficult after a point in time for the city to remove it. So we try and remove it and we push it off the street into other locations. Some locations are on the grass. Another location is a part that has gravel area. But we've been told and asked by Mr. Ort not to do that, and that if we continue, we're going to get fined. He did not bring this straight to me. He did go down to the clinic and was informing people in the clinic, the front office lady, that this is what was going to happen. I got this information third hand from Brian Cartwright. So I'm just kind of concerned that we are trying our best to help you guys by removing the snow and then moving it out of the street. And I kind of want to know if we're going to go that way, we're going to have to figure out something that up at the hospital that we can try and get it out. But we do try and help you guys out as much as possible.
So you're saying you push it into the street and then you move it somewhere else? Is that what?
Yes, we do. We blow it. Our back parking lot faces, the exit faces towards the Catholic church. We blow snow that way. And then once it's out to the street, we do come back around, we drop our blade and we pull it down past our alley or parking lot area. And then we push it in off of the street onto some, it's kind of like an alley area. It's an abandoned alley is what it is behind the hospital.
Between the old Catholic church and the hospital?
Yes. And that's where we push it into. Now, in front down by the clinic, we will push it down that way. Then we try to pull it back from the street and push it up onto our boulevard.
When you say by the clinic, now that essentially changed the parking
Yes,
area?
where the new parking
Yep.
lot is
Yep.
down there. We do blow our snow, we angle it. Some of it goes towards the street. If it does go towards the street, we do try and move it off. We do have in the past, we've pulled it down and did leave it in the curb, but we were asked. This year, we're trying to push it off the curb and up onto the boulevard or into a different location that we can use to avoid a parking spot down there that we can fill up, so that we're not pushing it into the street. So we are trying our best to do it, but we're running up against a brick wall with some people.
I think the point is, when you only have a couple inches of snow, I mean, it's tit for tat. Eventually, as you all know, you live here long enough, you get dumped on, and there's a lot of snow, things get pretty tense.
It does.
So if you don't have something, pretty much everybody's gonna follow, the people moving the snow in the city and everybody else included.
Yes.
At least we have some kind of guidelines we can go by.
Okay.
And from the city standpoint, if it really gets bad, I mean, we just have to buckle down and start removing the snow. We don't try to do that unless it really gets piled up. We've got a few places we can stack it, and we try to keep all the main, what do you call those?
Emergency
You do
exit
keep your
routes.
emergencies pretty
Yeah,
good.
so it's just mainly around your building.
But that's all I wanted to say and
Right.
had a comment about. So
Yeah, well, thank you.
thank you for your time.
So I think he makes a good point. It should be clear, this ordinance should not only just be for the city moving the snow or removing stuff off the streets. It should be clear for everybody on who's responsible for doing what with the material. So, any comments? Should I pass it on to the attorneys and see what they can come up with, or do you think it's well enough alone, or what?
There has to be more definition in it, the fact that it's pretty ambiguous, and especially the one about the 12-16-050 is basically on the sidewalk issue. The other one is kind of antiquated. Look at the dates on it.
Yeah.
It's antiquated. It came from old language
Right.
as far as that goes, but could they be updated and refined? Absolutely, to
Well,
include
And
more.
I think we've already agreed to have them go through our ordinances and do just that. It's just that we can push this one to the top of the pile. If they're already working.
Yeah, because we're in that season, and just came out of the other one, we know the problems we've had.
Right.
But yeah, there's no question that
Okay.
that could be
Well,
easily accomplished and new language
Right.
and, updated.
Now, like, in Coleman with the hospital, I mean, what they're doing is perfectly fine, isn't it? I mean, I don't think we should have to worry about where they're gonna start.
not the, the way you explained it, it appears to me that maybe, I could be wrong, but you didn't talk to Scott either. Maybe you saw it when you were only halfway through your process. I don't know.
I don't know,
Maybe,
but it's possible.
he came by and whatever you had, it was pushing it into the streets, that's all he saw, but didn't see you when you came back later and you moved it to its final resting place.
It's possible.
So, and I don't mind having that conversation with Scott and tell him you need to communicate with the person that knows the whole process, and this is what we're doing. Everybody just needs to be well informed,
Very appreciative of
good
that.
communication, that's what we need.
Yes, sir.
I think we see some problems with the guys that are doing it commercially for different businesses and different groups when they're using a variety of different snow removal items. And they are, I've seen that many times where I push it literally with a four-wheeler or
Right.
something like that, it's going right out into the street.
Well,
I
I
cleared
cleared
the
the snow out
driveway.
of the community Bible church and out of ignorance with a four-wheeler, I pushed it out in the street too, but it was just out of ignorance. Once I knew it was bothering somebody, I did a little bit better job at pushing it where it isn't gonna bother anybody. So I don't think we need to make a motion on this, or if we just have a consensus, I'll pass it on to the attorneys and we'll see what they can come up with. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's what we'll do. Thank you for your information. That's very helpful.
Thank you guys for your time.
Can I make a comment?
Yep, you got it.
I think in situations like this where we have, the street superintendent, I think that it'd be nice if he was here at the meeting to voice, some concern about some things. Just like we've had the water superintendent here.
Yep.
When he's needed to be, I feel that we haven't done that for quite some time, at least since I've been on the council. And I know that it had been used to be where, the previous superintendents of departments were here. That's why we have, department head things. And I think it'd be nice to start having those department heads show up at council meetings.
Yeah, I wondered about our new enforcement guy, Tim. He should almost be at these meetings too.
Yeah, good point.
Just to let us know how things are going.
Okay. We'll do it.
I know they might not like it, but that's part of the deal.
No, it is good to have. Yeah.
No different than,
I mean, it may not be every single meeting, but.
No, but when there's a
something comes up
subject
like
in there.
this.
yeah, okay, good point. I'm sure it happened. All right. Snowbird, sewer and water. This got on the agenda. Mainly, you want to speak on this a little bit, Cindy, or you want me to keep going?
Well, snowbirds go away for the winter. They have their water and sewer shut off. Which means we're losing revenue on these people who don't pay their water and sewer through the winter months. With us being short in the water fund for the industrial park project.
But not only just that, our water fund in general is all.
Right, that's what I mean. This would be some, we've discussed this with lots of other cities and towns around the state. They don't do this. You pay your water and sewer bill, whether you're here or not. And I don't know, we have researched, we don't know when this went into effect, how many years it went into effect. Mimi couldn't come up with when it went into effect, how it went into effect, but when people go away for the winter, we shut their water and sewer off on their book, so they don't pay water and sewer.
Do we charge them to do that?
No.
We don't
No,
charge them to shut it off?
Shut it off. No. We charge them to turn it on, $50 turn on.
Turn on fee. But the whole, I did visit with a couple of people that I know real well with Montana Rural Water. And they don't know any other system that does this. That just lets people just go snowbird out and not pay their base bill. Because we're not talking about, they're not gonna get charged if they're not using water, but they pay their base bill for sewer and water. And because we all have to pay that debt service down. So here you got a group of people that just keeps growing every year that don't have to pay that debt service down for 5 months or 6 months out of the year.
And Carol did this wonderful letter, this list up, and she got the, approximate amounts.
So we're short that $10,261
Every year.
every year from these snowbirds.
That's for 6 months period.
That's for 6 months. Some leave earlier, come back earlier, some leave earlier and stay longer.
So
This is just a
just-
guesstimate. Most of the time I start shutting off in October and I don't start turning on until April or May.
And when I mentioned it to some of these folks with Montana Rural Water, they went, they don't know anybody that's doing this. They have to pay that debt service on your water and your sewer system.
Well, I can see their reason for shutting their water off, just in case they get a water break or something while they're gone. but-
And I think
We would
we still
still do that.
continue to
Right.
do that at their request.
Yeah.
They still pay their base rate.
Yeah, yeah,
It just doesn't get shut off then on the computer system.
right.
And here's the way we discussed possibly doing this, is, we wouldn't have any public meetings in January or February because all these people are gone. We're gonna try to look at doing it in April or May even, when they're here. And we'll just have a couple public meetings and say, we're gonna start changing things. So they're gonna be well aware of it and have a chance to come and voice their opinion. And,
So basically, these customers up here, they're 35.80 and 45.60 is their base rate without any.
Yeah, that's the base rate for water and the base rate for sewer.
If you can afford to go snowbird, you can pay that. Yeah, exactly.
well,
Well, and a few of the snowbirds have commented on the fact that they have to pay full price for their homes down south too. So they don't
Yeah,
get
what
to
do they
shut
do
their
when
water
they
on
leave
and
their
off.
homes down there?
They
They've
don't
got
get
to
them
pay the
shut.
base rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they come back, don't they?
well, we'd have to check, but I would bet they do.
I bet they pay base rate when they come back, you know.
What they do.
If they don't shut the water off or do anything, it stays on down
They
there.
probably shut it
I've
off,
been
but they're still paying, even if they shut the water off,
Right.
because there's a water break.
Yeah,
But, but anyway, that's what we thought we would, maybe go ahead and, what month did you say, Carol, we thought we'd probably have these public meetings?
well, I figured, because you have to advertise, we've got to make this a resolution, is that correct?
Yeah, we got it, July.
And it's got to be advertised at least 2 weeks before we can discuss it, and we need 2 of them. So we're talking at least 4 weeks, that's a month. And then another 2 weeks into, so we're looking at least 6 weeks, and we'd like to have it so that July 1st it's in effect.
Yeah, first of the fiscal year.
Yeah, first
So
of
we
the
get started
fiscal year.
about the middle of April. And have it done plenty of time. Yeah, it won't be a fun meeting to attend, I don't think. If we did it in January, February, well, it would have worked really well.
Yeah, we wouldn't have to worry about it. Why we'd have
Oh,
playing basketball.
So do we need to make a motion to move this forward?
No, probably just do it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'll go ahead and schedule it.
Whatever you want. We can, you can make a motion to have it
Yep.
move forward, that's fine.
I make the motion then to move forward with, I guess, writing up the resolution so we can move forward.
Great fall for wherever they are.
Water and sewer shut off.
Yeah, because we could have the language of the ordinance change in the resolution before we have the public meetings and have it all done. So, anyway, there was a motion. Did you get that?
Second it.
Wait a second. Okay, any more discussion? Any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. And, another announcement I guess I'll make. I talked to Adam, Cox, and he did get another permit for deer removal. I think we only got 25 this year, but still, I think we're getting a handle on those buggers a little bit more. And it'll start now and goes through the end of January. So he's gonna start working on that.
can you take all of them on one location?
Pardon?
806.
Oh, good for that.
Between the lot there, between 806 and 814.
Yeah.
There were 9 in there,
Really?
and that's 9, so that leaves you 18, somebody else can have.
Yeah.
Well,
If you keep
Well,
pushing them over to my yard, then,
They only wrote
You
the
know.
permit for 25, but if we get done, we can always ask for more.
Well, I'm thinking that
Yeah. And I'll put this out too, we won't make a decision on it now, but Adam was asking if we could, the guy that helps him, I'm not sure who it is, but, he does all the field dressing and everything and driving around. And, he'd want to know if he could get some compensation for it, and I thought we could work on that somehow.
I think we can do that.
Did we pay him? I couldn't remember if we did.
yeah, I thought we did too.
Okay, so anyway, he asked about it, and I think I know what to do with it.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
Anyway, I don't know when he's gonna start, but with that permit. Okay,
Question.
Yeah.
Back up at announcements. I know we're closed the 25th, but we're gonna be closed the 3rd, the 1st of January as well.
Yeah, actually, how about you?
I guess we wouldn't wanna wait and put that announcement in the January meeting. would we?
Yeah, and I guess I didn't think about that one.
Good point, good catch, good catch. Yeah. Okay. All right,
Okay.
Cindy, you got anything?
I have nothing today, sir.
Really? Nothing?
I have something.
All right.
We've been talking, normally, we have some kind of a Christmas gathering for all of you, and it was brought to my attention that it might be nice to have spouses or families come. We haven't done anything yet this year.
Did we last year?
We did last year. We did a potluck last year, so I guess I'm just looking for you guys' ideas. Do you want it on a night that you have, I mean, it would have to be then into the new year, but do you want it on the same night that we have council, or would you prefer like a Friday or a Saturday evening? Any ideas, any comments?
Pretty, worked pretty
You
easy
even
last
wanna have
time,
one.
right after the meeting.
Right after the meeting?
Don't talk to me
Makes it
about
pretty
humbug.
Yeah.
He
But
votes
there's
no.
Oh, no, and bring those steak, those
I bet.
bacon wrapped steak things. Those are good.
So that would be, so if you did it, the next one would be like the January 6th meeting.
Right,
Yes.
that'd be after that.
Okay.
It's not a Christmas party.
No, then it'd be a New Year's party.
Holiday party.
So if you're thinking that's something you wanna do, then we could just do a order potluck afterwards.
Sounds good to me.
Mhm.
Trying to get everybody on a weekend would be like,
Well, and
It is, it's
They're
so
kinda
busy
here.
now.
they're all here for the meeting, so.
everybody's got.
Trying to schedule it for the,
During the holiday season, so maybe the meeting after.
Like if we won't be any football games by then, so usually
I would be
No, and he won't be farming.
won't be farming.
No, and the malt plant closes at
Most of them
4:30.
would be at least a January. There's none.
Oh. I got 3 today.
And there's no like,
Okay,
Don't have to.
well, did we make
Oh,
a
I see,
decision on
that's
that?
behind each one.
yeah,
So we'll send them, maybe we'll just send them notice out.
yeah.
We'll do it on the 6th then, council.
Yep.
We'll just send a notice out and say,
Anybody
bring
else?
something if you want, and we'll just go from there.
Anybody else? All right.
Bring your hamburgers with
Meeting
you.
adjourned.
okay.
You get those little, they come in a
So
drum.
what do you use for?
They're little tiny, but they're snowbirds, and you get a whole bunch of them. Have those.
Aren't you having fun?
Oh, lost me.
That's the best part of it.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Hey, Barb,
You thought it come up, come in.
can you get a sack card? Can you get your number?
No, I haven't. Is it my number? No.
Well, I need to. Our Economic Development Committee is gonna have this meeting, so.
You're on.